And you see the point. Actually, Willie is the opposite. Willie is the opposite of Charlie. Okay, the advice of Charlie of Charlie to Willie is to let Biff find his own way because he will never starve. He will not starve, and he was right. Okay, he was right. Okay, that is why the son of Charlie, okay, succeeds in his life. That is why the son of Charlie succeeds in life. He becomes a successful lawyer. Okay, because actually, okay, because Charlie actually taught Bernard to what? To be independent. He gave him freedom to find his own way. Okay, this is the difference. Actually, this is the difference between Charlie and Willie. Okay, they are two contrastive characters, by the way. They are two opposite characters in this play. Yes, I could never stand taking orders from anybody. That's whose fault it is. Okay. Uh, this is very important speech by Biff, actually, page 101. Biff starts for Willie but is blocked by Happy in his fury, in his anger, طبعا. Biff seems on the verge of attacking his father. Biff says, okay, who wants to read for us? Al Jabr, read for us, Al Jabr. I am not a leader of men. Okay. A tricky.
Yes, Alex.
Yes.
I am not a leader of men, Oli, and neither are you. You were never anything but a hard-working a drummer who landed in the ash can like all the rest of them. I'm $1 an hour, Willie. I I tried 7 states and couldn't raise it. A book an hour. Do you gather my meaning? I am not bringing home any prize anymore, and you're going to stop waiting for me to bring them home.
Yes, I am not a leader of men. I am not a leader of men. This is the moment. This is the moment of a truth. Actually, this is the moment of truth. Actually, here in this play. Okay, I am not a leader of men, Willie, and neither are you. You were never anything but a hard-working drummer, a hard-working salesman, yani, who landed in the ashcan like all the rest of them. I am $1 an hour, Willie. In a material society, actually, you were the amount of money that you have. In a material society, you were the amount of money that you have. So I am dollar an hour, Willie. I tried 7 states and couldn't raise it. A buck an hour, $1 an hour. Do you gather my, do you gather my meaning? I'm not bringing home any prizes anymore, and you are going to stop waiting for me to bring them what? To bring them home. Directly to Biff, you vengeful, spiteful what? Mutt. Okay, Biff, Pope, I'm nothing, Pope. Can't you understand that there is no spite in it anymore? I'm just what I am, that's all. I'm just what I am, that's all. Okay. Willie, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why is he crying? Belinda, why is he crying? Will you let me go? Will you take that phony dream and burn it before something happens? I'll go in the morning. Put him to bed. Willie, isn't that remarkable, Biff? He likes me. Linda, he loves you, Willie. Always did, Pop. He cried to me. That boy, that boy is going to be what? Magnificent. Still, you see the point? He does not want to get rid of the idea that Biff is not a leader of men. Biff is just an ordinary man. He's nothing. So yes, outstanding with 20,000. You see, with 20,000 behind him, 20,000. What is been talking about here?
Life insurance of Willie.
Exactly the money that actually that Biff will get from the life of insurance of Willie. Okay. Yes, you see the point. Okay. Yet outstanding with 20,000 behind him. Okay, Linda. Now come to bed, Willie. It's all settled now. Okay. Willie طبعا finding it difficult not to rush out of the house. Finding it difficult not to rush out of the house. Yes, we'll sleep. Come on. Come to sleep, Hap. Okay, and it does take a great kind of a man to crack the jungle. In accents of dread, Ben's idyllic music starts up. Happy, I'm getting married, Pop. Don't forget it. I'm changing everything. I'm gonna run that department before the year is up. You'll see, Mom. Then again, the jungle is dark but full of what? Of diamonds, Willie. The jungle is dark but full of diamonds. Okay. Uh, Page 103, the very beginning. I just want to get settled down, Linda. Let me sit alone for a while, for a little. Linda, I want you upstairs. In a few minutes, Linda. I couldn't sleep right now. Go on, you look awful tired. Not like an appointment at all. A diamond is rough and hard to the touch. Go on now. I'll be right up. Linda, I think this is the only way, Willie. Sure, it's the best thing. Best thing, the only way. Everything is gonna be go on, kid. Get to bed. You look so tired. Come right up. 2 minutes. Okay. Linda goes into the living room, then reappears in her what bedroom. Willie moves just outside the kitchen door. Loves me, always loves me, or loved me. Isn't that a remarkable thing, Ben? He'll what? Worship me for it. Worship me for it? For the money, right? Okay, will worship me for it. It's dark there, but full of diamonds. Can you imagine that magnificence with the $20,000 in his pocket? Will he come up? Yes, yes, coming. It's very smart you realize that, don't you, sweetheart? Even Ben sees it. I gotta go, baby. Bye bye, okay? Imagine when the mail comes. He'll be ahead of Bernard. You see, he'll be ahead of Bernard again. Imagine when the mail comes, he'll be what ahead of Bernard again. What is the mail that is really talking about here? The mail that carries, huh?
Because the money from the
Yes, exactly. Okay, the mail that will that will carry the check, right? Okay. Uh, so a perfect proposition all around. Did you see how he cried to me? All if I could kiss him, Ben. Time, William, time. Oh, Ben, I always knew one way or another we were gonna make it. Beth and I. Ben looking at his watch, the boat will be late. Willie elegiacally طبعا turning to the house. Now when you kick off, boy, I want a 70-yard boot and get right down the field under the ball. And when you hit low and hit hard. Because it's important, boy. There's all kinds of important people in the stands. And the first thing you know, Ben, where do I? Ben, how do I? Willie, you coming up? Willie, utterly a gasp of fear, whirling about as if to quiet her. Okay, he turns around as if to find his way. Sounds, faces, voices. seemed to be swarming, gathering in upon him, and he flexed at them, crying, okay, shh, shh. Okay, suddenly music, faint and high, stops him. It rises in intensity, almost to an unbearable scream. He goes up and down on his toes and rushes off around the house. Shh, okay, Linda, Willie, there's no answer. Linda, wait. Biff gets up off his bed. He is still in his clothes. طبعا. Happy sits up. Biff stands listening. Linda with real fear. Willie, answer me. Willie, there's the sound of a car starting and moving away at full speed. Linda, no. Okay, Biff rushing down the stairs. Pop. As the car speeds off, the music crashes down in a frenzy of sound, which becomes the soft pulsation of a single what cello actually strings. Biff slowly returns to his bedroom. He and Happy gravely don their jackets. Linda slowly walks out of her room. You see, the music has developed into what? Into a dead march. The leaves of day are appearing all over everything. Charlie and Bernard, somberly what dressed, appear and knock on the kitchen door. Biff and Happy slowly descend the stairs to the kitchen as Charlie and Bernard enter. All stop a moment when Linda, in clothes of mourning, bearing a little bunch of roses, carrying a little bunch of roses, coming through the draped doorway into the kitchen. She goes to Charlie and takes his arm. Now all move toward the audience through the wall line of the kitchen. At the limit of the apron, طبعا Linda lays down the flowers, kneels, and sits back on her heels. All stare down at the grave. And this is the end of Willy Loman. This is the end of Willy Loman. And you see, what kind of massive funeral did Willie have?
Only his family and friend.
Yes, you see, only his
Yeah,
family
neighbor.
and neighbor.
His neighbor.
Only his family and neighbor,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, this is a massive. This is this is the massive dream that actually that Willie actually has been dreaming. Okay, that has been dreaming about. Uh, any questions? If you have any questions, anything you want to say about Willie Loman or about the play? Okay.
دكتور,
Did yes, يا نعمي.
did Biff get the money or?
طبعا, of course. But in the end, this is not that important. This is not that important. But because still, Biff will remain an ordinary man. He will never change. The money will not change him, right? You see the point? His life will never change.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Let us read from page 180 or 148. Did we read about the symbolic characters here? Did we read about the symbolic characters?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Who wants to read for us?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Ya Jabir.
Also, none of the characters in the play is completely symbolic. Willie interprets two of them as virtually symbol characters. For instance, he sees Biff as a god, a man great enough to supersede anyone that has gone before him.
Yes, although none of the characters in the play is completely symbolic, Willie interprets two of them as virtually طبعا symbolic characters. For instance, he sees Biff as a god, a man great enough to supersede anyone that has gone before him, like a young god Hercules. طبعا in Greek mythology, Hercules is the son of Zeus, right? In Greek mythology, Hercules is the son of Zeus. Okay.
Yes.
طبعا Roman, yes, the equivalent to Jupiter. Okay, Zeus is equivalent to Jupiter طبعا in Roman mythology. Yes, something like that. And the sun. Yes, go on, please.
Like a young god, Hercules, something like that, and the sun all around him. Remember how he waved to me right up from the field, with the representatives of three colleges standing by, and the buyers I brought, and the cheers when he came out. Loman, Loman, Loman. God Almighty, he'll be great yet. A star like that, magnificent, can never really fade away.
Yes.
His hopes have been raised once more, and he goes to bed dreaming of the new possibilities. He says, look at the moon moving between the buildings. The images he uses in connection with Beth and with the future are ones of light. At this stage, the Romans seem to be emerging into the light, with Beth as the main hope. The images here are connected with the earlier images of the garden and the open air, both associated with the lightness and happiness by Willie and Beth. Willie, however, is trapped in the concrete jungle where the grass don't grow anymore. You can't raise a carrot in the backyard. They should have had a law against apartments houses. Remember those two beautiful trees out there.
Okay. So at this stage, the Lomans seem to be emerging to the light with Biff as the main hope. You see the point with Biff as the main hope. The images here are connected with the earlier images of the garden and the open air. As we have just mentioned many times, actually, the Lomans actually belong to the country. They do not belong, actually, they are not interested in the life of the city. Okay. So the images here are connected with the earlier images of the garden and the open air, both associated with lightness and happiness by Willie and Biff. Willie, students, could you please give me 1 minute?
Okay.